So we have a foam roller. Now this is a 2-inch, and that's talking about the length of it. And this is a 4-inch. I'm going to opt for the 2-inch. And the reason is, I feel like we'll be able to get onto the lettering better than what the 4-inch will. I think the 4-inch, too much of an overhang, so I'm going to try the 2-inch. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put the paint here on this paper plate. And we'll just put a little smidgen of it on here. And the reason I'm doing that is because a paint pan has these ridges in it, right here and here and here. Now, I could just roll it on this end, and we may end up switching to this, but I don't want the V-shaped ridges in my roller. I want an even coat of paint on the roller when I apply it to the sign. So we're going to try this, give us a little room here. Get us some paint on our roller. We want to make sure it's an even coat over the roller. We'll take off the excess. And let's just see what we got. There again, I am not applying much pressure on the lettering. Ink this thing up again. And I am expecting to do multiple coats on it, so the coverage of the first coat will not be the final coverage. We're not going all in here at once. We're going to do multiple coats and then get good adhesion on it. Adhesion. Oh man. Oh man, I got on there. Thankfully we do have some green, so if need be, I will be able to touch that up. I got on there too. Maybe the 4-inch roller would work better, huh? this is the hardest thing, to try not to apply too much pressure, because you have a very limited surface that you are contacting. And this end, of course, it touches the surface of the table. Now the middle of it is up high, so it comes up off the table. All right, so now that's the first coat on our first one. Yeah, that's not too bad. Not bad at all. So we'll go ahead, we'll switch to the second one. These have both been wiped off, of course, so move that one back there. Now, one thing you could do is they make all kinds of small brushes. So you could use a small brush and you could try to paint this in with a small brush on each line here. And actually I was originally intending on doing that. Just doing it, painting these in. And I thought, a foam roller I think would work much better, get a much more even coat. And ultimately we'd have a better result at the end of it, which is of course what we want. So, hence we bought the 2-inch foam roller. There again, it's a foam roller. It's not a regular paint, 3/8 nap paint roller that you would use for wall paint and that kind of stuff. Like so. Okay. So we're going to allow this to dry just a little bit more, and then we're going to go back and we're going to do another coat on it. And then we'll see where we're at that point, see how good it looks, and yeah, I think it's turned out quite well. That's not too bad. Spent a little bit of time on it, and yeah, turns out quite well. Okay, so we have waited 20 minutes and we're going to do the second coat. We wrapped up our roller. Our paint looks like it's still wet. So we wrapped up the roller, keep it nice. First I inked it up, as we call it. I got it loaded with paint and then we wrapped it up. And I think we're still pretty good here on this. It looks like. Okay, let's see how we do here. And this, you can touch it. It's still a little tacky, but it doesn't come off on your finger. So that's how I know it's okay to go ahead with the second coat on it. Because obviously if it was still wet, it would come off on your hand. And so what I'll do, if I need to touch up the green, the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to take it, of course it's in a spray can, I will take it and spray it on a plate like that, and just spray it heavily so that I can use a brush or the roller or whatever. I would use a brush to touch this up, one of these small brushes that I showed you earlier, and then you could get the paint on the brush and you can come in here and you can touch up whatever you know, whatever you need to, wherever the white has gone wild on it and you need to cover some of that up. To give it a better line. All right. So, this is coat number 2. And it's looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. And as we get zoomed in here a little bit, I mean, you know, looking good. We still got a few green dots showing through there, so we'll let this dry for another probably 30 minutes or so, and we'll check it. And I'm going to go ahead and do a third coat on it, just cause. And I think we'll be in good shape at that point.